Welcome back, everyone. Ready for another deep dive. Today, we're tackling a question that's fascinated people for centuries. What makes a genius?
Ooh, good one.
And we've got a prime example to dissect. Magnus Carlsen, the world's top chess player.
I'm excited for this one.
We're going to be using two YouTube videos,
Yeah.
one from 60 Minutes, the other from CBS News, to see if we can understand how his mind works.
Yeah.
Go beyond just Chess Prodigy and really get into it.
Yeah,
What makes him tick?
absolutely.
So what I found really fascinating right off the bat was in that 60 Minutes interview, they showed Carlsen playing a game
Okay.
and asked him to explain his thought process.
Right.
And he just said, I just felt it was the right move. Like, what?
It's amazing, right? I mean, most grandmasters, they rely on calculation, right?
Right.
Meticulously analyzing like every possible move and thinking, many steps ahead.
Yeah.
But Carlsen, he seems to tap into something beyond that.
Yeah.
Almost like an intuitive grasp of the game.
It's like he can see the matrix or something.
It is. It's like he sees the essence of a position immediately.
Yeah.
The weaknesses, the strengths, all without going through that laborious process of calculation.
Hold on. Is this intuition thing, is that something you're born with?
That's the question, isn't it?
Or could you actually develop it?
Well, that's where Carlsen really challenges how we understand, expertise in general.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, some level of innate talent is probably involved. You can't discount that.
Right.
But it's definitely not the whole story. I mean, the guy has dedicated his life to chess. We're talking countless hours studying, analyzing games, honing his skills.
Right.
And it's this deep, deep immersion in the game, that probably allows him to process information on a subconscious level almost.
Oh, interesting.
Forming these patterns and connections that his conscious mind might not even be aware of.
So it's like his brain's become this super powerful
It is.
chess computer, right?
Yeah.
Just processing tons of data in the background and then just, boom, presents him with the optimal move.
Exactly. And we see the supercomputer in action most dramatically when he plays blindfolded chess.
Oh, yeah.
The CBS News piece showed him playing 10 games
Yeah.
simultaneously, blindfolded.
It's insane.
It's mind-blowing, even for someone who, doesn't really play chess. If you watch that footage,
It's like a magic trick.
it is. It's like, how is this even possible?
Yeah, break it down for us. Why is this so difficult?
Okay, imagine trying to visualize 10 different chessboards, all in your mind, each one with its own unique setup of pieces.
Right.
And then on top of that, you have to calculate multiple moves ahead for each of those boards,
Oh my gosh.
keeping track of what your opponents might do.
It hurts my brain just thinking about it.
It's an incredible feat, working memory, spatial reasoning, strategic thinking, all at the same time.
Yeah. The commentators in the CBS piece, they were practically speechless.
I know.
They kept comparing him to Mozart, saying he's doing things they've never seen any other human do.
It is that level of, almost otherworldly talent.
Yeah.
It really defies what we think is humanly possible,
Yeah.
and this perception of him being
Like almost superhuman.
almost superhuman, yeah, that was there from the very beginning. I mean, even chess legends like Garry Kasparov felt it.
Oh, right. I'd forgotten about that story.
You know the one where Kasparov was completely stunned into silence after playing a young Carlsen?
Yeah. What was it about Carlsen's play that so disarmed Kasparov?
Kasparov, despite being known for his, aggressive style,
Oh, yeah.
psychological tactics, even he seemed bewildered by Carlsen's quiet confidence. He just played incredibly strong chess, effortlessly,
Like it was nothing.
like it was nothing. It's like he represented a whole new era of chess,
Interesting.
where raw calculation was being surpassed by this more intuitive,
Ah.
holistic grasp of the game. And then there's the fact that Carlsen seems to have this near-perfect memory of thousands of chess games.
Oh, yeah. The 60 Minutes interview
Yes.
showed him just effortlessly recalling specific games from his past.
And he even corrected them. On the year of a particular Carlsen-Kasparov game,
It's insane.
this isn't just memorizing moves, it's understanding the patterns, the principles behind them.
It's like having a library of chess knowledge just
Right there.
right there in his head,
Yeah.
accessible at any moment.
So we've got incredible intuition, this encyclopedic memory,
Ah.
but there's got to be more to his success than just raw talent, right?
Oh, absolutely.
He's also known for being ridiculously competitive.
That's right.
I mean, in the CBS footage, he's saying stuff like, I enjoy my opponent's suffering.
Yeah. I always want revenge after a loss.
That's intense.
It is. But, that's the kind of drive you see in a lot of elite performers
Right.
across all kinds of fields. You need that mental toughness to not just handle the pressure,
Yeah.
but to actually thrive on it.
So how do we square this ruthless competitor with that calm, collected guy we see at the chessboard?
It's fascinating, isn't it?
Is it an act? Or is there something more complex going on there? It really makes you think about the psychology of these elite performers. It's possible he's learned to compartmentalize.
Compartmentalize.
Yeah, to separate the intensity of the competition from the focus needed to make decisions during a match.
Okay.
Or maybe that fire is what fuels his curiosity,
And
pushing him to constantly learn and improve.
it's this mix of talent, dedication, and this psychological complexity that makes Carlsen so compelling, don't you think?
I agree. He's not just some machine. He's a human being dealing with the pressures of being at the top of his game.
And as we delve deeper into his world, we see that even with these extraordinary abilities,
Yeah,
he's still subject to the same vulnerabilities we all experience.
absolutely. That's what makes this exploration so fascinating. We're not just trying to understand how a chess genius thinks. We're
Yeah.
trying to understand what it means to be human.
In the face of...
In the face of this incredible talent
Yeah.
and the pressure that comes with it. And that, I think, is a journey worth taking.
Okay, so we've been really focused on the, cognitive side of Carlsen's genius.
Right.
But it's important to remember, he's not just a brain in a jar, playing chess all day.
Definitely not.
He's got a whole life outside the game.
Yeah.
And I think the sources we're looking at do a good job of showing us that.
Absolutely.
Like CBS News especially, right? They showed him playing soccer.
Oh, yeah.
Talked about his modeling career.
Right.
Even mentioned his preference for McDonald's ice cream after a big win.
I love that detail.
It's like, oh, he's human after all.
It is. It's those little things that remind us.
Yeah. Even geniuses have their guilty pleasures.
Absolutely.
But speaking of humanizing Carlsen,
Yeah.
the sources also talk about, the sacrifices that were made to help him develop his chess skills.
Right.
Like CBS News mentioned his family taking him out of school for a year,
Wow.
and even selling their car so he could focus on chess.
I mean, that's a huge commitment from his family.
It's massive. They must have seen something truly special in him.
It shows you the power of belief,
Yeah. And it's a reminder that even with raw talent,
Yeah.
you need that support, that encouragement to really flourish.
Absolutely. And on top of that, Carlsen himself has this incredible work ethic.
Oh yeah, he's not slacking off.
Not at all. The sources talk about his rigorous training, how he's constantly studying, pushing his limits.
He even works out regularly, right?
He does. He understands that to be at the top of your game,
Yeah.
you need to be physically fit as well, mind and body,
Totally. But let's not forget the fun factor.
Right. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because I love that in the 60 Minutes interview, they showed him playing bullet chess
Bullet chess.
at this club in Oslo.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know,
Yeah.
it's like this super fast version of chess. Each player only gets a minute or two.
It's wild.
And even with a handicap, Carlsen was still winning.
It's amazing. Right.
Like, he's just playing on another level.
Bullet chess is all about, lightning fast reflexes,
Yeah.
intuition, taking risks.
And even at that speed,
Yeah.
his talent just shines through.
It's like he's wired differently.
Totally. It's clear he enjoys the challenge, the adrenaline, the thrill of it all.
And it's something we can all relate to, I think.
Right. Whether we're, chess grandmasters or just...
Yeah. Just starting out.
Yeah, exactly. That drive to push ourselves, to
Yeah.
see what we're capable of.
It's a very human thing.
And speaking of human, it's important to remember
Yeah.
Carlsen's journey wasn't all smooth sailing.
Oh, of course not.
He's had setbacks, losses,
Yeah.
doubts along the way.
Absolutely. I mean, the path to mastery is never a straight line.
No.
It's full of obstacles, detours, moments where you question yourself. And what separates the truly great from the rest is their ability to learn from those setbacks, to persevere.
And that resilience, that belief in yourself,
Yeah.
is something we can all learn from Carlsen's story.
For sure. It's a reminder that even geniuses aren't immune to failure,
Yeah.
and that real strength comes from bouncing back and keep pushing forward.
All right, so we've explored all the facets of Carlsen's mind, the dedication, the sacrifices, even gotten glimpses of his life outside of chess.
Yeah, it's been pretty amazing.
But now I want to get to the heart of why we even do these deep dives.
I'm with you.
What can we, as, regular people,
Right.
actually learn from this chess prodigy?
Well, I think the biggest takeaway for me is that genius isn't some magical thing that only a few people get, right?
Yeah.
It's this combination of natural talent, sure,
Yeah.
but also tons of dedication, the right support system, maybe even a little bit of luck.
It's like that saying, right?
Yeah.
Genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration.
Exactly. Carlsen's story really shows the power of hard work, perseverance, and that constant drive to improve.
And you know what else?
What's that?
I think there's a lesson here about, like, embracing our humanness, even when we're talking about extraordinary talent.
Right.
Like, remember all those little details we saw?
Oh, yeah, the soccer, the McDonald's ice cream, even those moments where he seemed kind of bored during long matches.
Exactly. It's like, yeah, he's this incredible chess player, but he's still just a guy.
It makes him relatable,
It does. And it brings us back to that question we started with. What makes a genius?
Right.
Maybe the answer isn't about separating the extraordinary from the human, but about realizing that potential exists in all of us.
It's a beautiful thought, isn't it?
It is. It's about finding something that sets your soul on fire, something that challenges you to grow.
Yeah, and become the best version of yourself.
And maybe, just maybe, by studying these incredible individuals like Carlsen,
Yeah,
we can figure out how to unlock our own potential.
I like that. It's like they give us a roadmap, in a way.
Exactly. A roadmap to becoming, not necessarily chess grandmasters, but
Right.
the best versions of ourselves.
Well said. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
And until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and never stop believing in the power of your own mind.